3 times. That's how much more often the newest, most expensive model from a top lab made things up compared to a free one anyone can download. Not a fluke benchmark, a pattern. And the model that won wasn't the one with the $1 trillion marketing budget. It was open, MIT licensed, and built to be torn apart. Why is the bigger model lying to you more? This matters, because you're probably paying for the worst one. Here's why this is hitting now. The race between labs has shifted from who can build the biggest model to who can build the most reliable one. According to Hacker News Top, a benchmark comparison put GPT 5.5 against GLM 5.2, and the smaller open model hallucinated roughly a third as often. The thread hit 239 points fast. People were stunned. But here's the thing. The headline alone can't tell you. There's a number in this story that genuinely stopped me. It's coming. Let's get specific about what hallucination actually means, because the word does a lot of hiding. A hallucination is when a model states something false with total confidence. Not a typo, not a hedge, a clean, fluent, wrong answer delivered like gospel. The danger isn't that the model is wrong. It's that it's wrong while sounding exactly as authoritative as when it's right. You can't tell the difference from the output. That's the trap. So when GPT 5.5 hallucinates 3 times more than GLM 5.2, that's not a minor scoring gap. If you're using it to summarize legal documents, write code, or pull facts for a report, you're getting 3 times the silent landmines. And you won't see them until they detonate. A wrong citation, a function that doesn't exist, a statistic that was never real. If this is landing for you, hit like. It really moves the needle. Now, the obvious assumption is that bigger means smarter means more accurate. That's the entire pitch behind every premium subscription. More parameters, more training, fewer mistakes. Except the data here points the other way. And the reason why is not what you'd guess. But the part most people miss is still coming. Let's talk about who actually benefits from you believing bigger is always better. The labs selling frontier models have a powerful incentive to keep the conversation about scale. Scale justifies the price. Scale justifies the funding rounds. Scale is the story that keeps the valuations intact. When OpenAI ships GPT 5.5, the marketing leans on capability and size, not on a hallucination rate that quietly got worse. Meanwhile, the team behind GLM, Jipu AI, took a different bet. They open sourced under MIT, which means anyone can inspect it, fine-tune it, and crucially audit where it goes wrong. That openness creates a feedback loop. Thousands of independent engineers stress testing a model, find failure modes. A closed lab never publishes. Transparency became a reliability feature. Here's the villain framing, and it's subtle. The villain isn't a company, it's the assumption itself. The belief that you should trust the most expensive option because it costs the most. The people caught in the middle are developers and businesses paying premium API rates for an output they assume is cleaner, when the open alternative may be more honest about what it knows. The most important part is the one I saved for last, because there's a deeper reason bigger models can hallucinate more, and it flips the whole intuition. Here's the payoff. When you make a model larger and train it harder to sound fluent and helpful, you're optimizing for confidence and coverage. The model learns to always have an answer. That same pressure that makes it smooth and quick to respond also makes it less willing to say, I don't know. A smaller, sharper model trained with tighter guardrails will more often refuse or hedge. The big model fills the gap with a plausible invention. Fluency and honesty are not the same axis, and the industry has been optimizing the wrong one. That's the number that stopped me. 3 times the hallucination rate from the more expensive model, not 3% more, 3 times. Here's my prediction. Within 12 months, hallucination rate becomes a headline benchmark. Labs are forced to publish the same way they publish parameter counts today. And open models will keep embarrassing closed ones on exactly this metric because audits beat marketing. The premium equals accurate assumption is about to break in public. Think about what that means for you personally. The model you trust least might be the one you should reach for first. Before I'd go, here is your tech tip of the day. If you work with any large language model through an API, stop trusting raw output and start forcing it to expose uncertainty. Add a system instruction that tells the model to label any claim it isn't certain about with a confidence score and to explicitly say, I don't know, rather than guess. Then in your code, parse for those low confidence flags and route them to a human or a second verification call. Even better, run the same prompt twice at temperature 0 and diff the answers. If they disagree on a fact, that fact is a hallucination, risk. Full stop. This self-consistency check catches a huge share of invented answers before they reach your users, and it costs you one extra call. That is your tip for today. If a free open model can beat a flagship on the one metric that actually matters, what else are you overpaying for? Drop your guess below. Subscribe to FutureEdge. New breakdown every day. See you in the next one.